It all started when the government replaced the father. The role of the father in the family was eliminated, which means that the greatest purpose of our lives was destroyed. Marriage, divorce, and childcare laws are blatantly sexist. You are no longer needed. The Stoics of the past didn't have these problems of modernity, but despite this, their teachings still make a lot of sense, especially now in the modern world. On average, a marriage lasts 11 years, and after a divorce, you keep the children and the finances. Why would she stay in a relationship with little or no benefit but extra responsibility? Young men were brought up without a father figure, or with a father who wasn't around due to overworking for long hours in the materialistic society we live in. And so we looked for father figures elsewhere, in the media, in society, in our teachers at school, and they all lied to us. They've given us a script that doesn't work. They've set us on a path to failure. Be yourself, but you're actually a loser, and we want you to remain a loser because that's more profitable. Men should embrace their feminine side, but we will lose attraction for you if you do. Treat her like a princess, like a queen, but we won't treat you like a king. Stop trying to be masculine, but no woman will have sex with you if you do. Everyone in society has made it very clear to you that you shouldn't sexualize women. Guess who the women are dating and sleeping with? The men who have sexualized them. The ultimate test of the modern world has been to make all men afraid of their masculinity. When you're that normal blue pill guy, you feel little attraction to women because ultimately you've lost your masculine structure. The most important part of our structure is that we are men. We are masculine. We are supposed to be the strong, stoic leader, and listening to society takes that away from you. By listening to society's lies, you've lost your frame, and now you're ugly to women. Then the asshole gets the women you think you deserve, and then something happens. You tear up the script. You start doing the opposite of everything society has advised you to do, and women naturally gravitate towards you. You close more deals in your company than ever before. Your confidence soars. It's obvious that conventional advice was all a big test, and any man who surrendered to that test lost his structure. The only men who naturally overcame this test were those who had a strong male role model in their lives. That's why the Stoics didn't fail. They had these well-defined male role models in their lives, and how this shaped them to be real men. Despite different times and situations, these approaches of the Stoics still make a lot of sense in today's world. The ancient Stoics believed in the power of discretion and the wisdom of silence. They understood that not everything we think or experience should be shared with the world. In the words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to stop worrying about things that are beyond the power of our will. With this wisdom in mind, let's explore the 7 things that Stoicism teaches us to keep to ourselves in the search for wisdom and inner strength. Don't be a glutton. According to Epictetus, the quest for self-improvement is like a journey that we should take with humility and simplicity. It's important to let our actions and results show who we are, as this is the truest and most impactful way to inspire and influence the people around us. Musonius, a Stoic philosopher, gives us important advice on how crucial it is to practice moderation in all aspects of life, especially in our eating and drinking habits. He reminds us that overdoing it can have negative consequences, such as physical and mental fatigue. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that having discipline and self-control is essential for success, not only at work, but in all areas of our lives. This means that being moderate is not just a suggestion, it is a very important principle. Imagine a pendulum swinging from one side to the other. At one extreme, we have overindulgence, eating or drinking too much. This path may bring momentary joy, but in the end it overloads our body and mind. Overeating, for example, can cause physical discomfort, health problems, and mental suffering because of guilt or regret. Likewise, drinking too much can impair our judgment and cause us to lose control of ourselves. At the opposite extreme, we find the idea of restricting yourself too much, avoiding something completely, which can also be bad. This can cause feelings of deprivation and frustration, and curiously, can even increase the desire to overindulge later on. Musonius' sage advice suggests that we should seek a balance in the middle, choosing a moderate path. Moderation is the key. Instead of eating until we feel uncomfortable, we should stop when we are satisfied. Instead of consuming too many drinks, we should enjoy them in a way that enhances our experiences, rather than detracting from them. The Stoic philosophy, which Musonius exemplifies, teaches us that moderation doesn't just apply to food and drink. It's a universal principle that we can use in all aspects of our lives. By practicing moderation, we develop discipline and self-control, which is not only beneficial, but essential for achieving success and maintaining a balanced life. So remember, in the great symphony of life, moderation plays a crucial role, adjusting our actions and ensuring a more satisfying and balanced journey. Avoid complaining to have a happier life. Expressing discontent is a habit that many of us acquire without realizing it. Usually, we use it to vent our frustrations or seek understanding from others. However, in practice, complaining rarely helps to improve a situation. Instead, it tends to bring negativity into our lives and the lives of those around us. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "To have a happy life, we need very little. It all lies within you, in your way of thinking." In other words, our happiness depends mainly on our mindset and how we choose to see and deal with the world around us. Don't be a loudmouth. Zeno, an ancient philosopher who is considered the father of Stoicism, once shared some wisdom that is still relevant in today's hectic world. He wisely said, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak." This simple advice has a profound meaning and makes us think about how we communicate and interact with others. In our modern age, where everyone seems to want to be heard, it's even more important to follow Zeno's advice. The desire to be heard often stands out in social networks, meetings, and everyday conversations, where everyone tries to make their voices heard. However, in trying to express our thoughts, we sometimes forget how valuable it is to listen actively and attentively. Listening is a skill that goes beyond simply avoiding making noise. It involves giving someone your full attention, tuning into their words, emotions, and what is not being said. When you listen, you are offering a valuable gift: respect. It shows that you value the other person's thoughts, feelings, and experiences. In a noisy world, being a good listener makes you stand out and shows empathy and consideration. Listening creates a space to build meaningful connections. When people feel listened to, understood, and valued, it strengthens bonds and improves communication. Whether at home or at work, being a good listener can make relationships better, encourage collaboration, and build trust. What's more, listening is a chance to learn and develop. By paying attention to what others say, you can gain new perspectives, insights, and knowledge. Becoming a good listener is a source of personal growth and a way to make more informed decisions. Zeno's ancient advice remains important. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak. In a world where self-disclosure is often prioritized, being a good listener is a gesture of attention, respect, and wisdom. So the next time you're having a conversation, remember the power of listening, and you'll discover a deeper connection with others and an opportunity to grow in your personal and professional life. Don't focus too much on the future. Within the philosophy of Stoicism, a fundamental lesson is taught about the importance of avoiding excessive anxieties about the future. Stoic philosophers, including Epicurus, emphasize the crucial idea that there are aspects of life over which we have no control. Worrying intensely about events beyond our control, such as future situations, past events, or even the actions and thoughts of others, can result in unnecessary stress and unhappiness. Epicurus, a notable Stoic philosopher, stressed that true happiness lies in not distressing ourselves about matters beyond our control. His central message can be summed up in the famous phrase, "Happiness arises when we stop worrying about things we cannot control." Therefore, the practical guideline is to direct our attention to what is within our control, saving us from wasting time and energy on issues that are beyond our reach. Accept the limits of your control. It's very important to understand that not everything in your life can be controlled by you. Some events are simply beyond your power, and worrying or getting anxious won't change that. For example, you can't control things that happen out of your reach, the way other people act or what will happen in the future. Don't boast about your self-improvement. Epictetus, a very important philosopher, gives us valuable advice on how to improve ourselves. He says that in seeking to be better, we should do so in a humble and discreet way. This means not announcing our efforts and achievements to everyone. Instead, we should let our actions really show how we are growing. Basically, Epicurus stresses that self-improvement is a personal journey, something we do for our own benefit, not to be applauded or recognized by others. If we keep bragging about our progress, we run the risk of losing the sincerity of our intentions. It's like recounting our plans before carrying them out, which can unintentionally diminish our motivation and commitment. Epicurus reminds us of the importance of the saying, "Actions speak louder than words." This means that the real way to know if we are improving is not by saying impressive things, but by the real changes we show in the way we act, the way we are, and the way we think. Real growth comes in the things we do, how we treat people, what we learn, and the good qualities we demonstrate. The big idea is that trying to improve yourself should be constant and done in silence. Instead of telling everyone what we want to do, we should work hard behind the scenes, focusing on our own development. That way, we let the results show for themselves and inspire others. People are more influenced and impressed by the real improvements they see in us than by empty words we speak. Reduce unnecessary stress. Always thinking about what will happen in the future can cause a lot of stress and worry. Stoicism teaches us to accept that life is full of surprises and to deal with them well. By doing so, we can be lighter in the mind and live more peacefully. Stoic philosophy tells us to stop worrying too much about the future and focus on what we can control. This way of looking at things can make us happier, more resilient, and with a calmer mind, following the good advice of Epicurus. When we don't follow this advice, we end up making our mind much worse by polluting it too much with negative thoughts, which will send you into a spiral of bad emotions, such as anxiety and even depression. If you've ever felt the slightest of these feelings, I've left a video in the first comment to help you deal with these problems just as the Stoics did. Click on the first comment now and watch the video. Focus on the present. Instead of thinking too much about what has already happened or worrying about what will happen in the future, Stoicism suggests that we focus on the present moment. The now is where you have the power to do things and make decisions. By doing your best in the present, you can influence your future in a good way. Choose your reactions. The Stoics say that it's very important to control how you react to things. Even if you can't control the events around you, you can always control how you feel about them. Having this control over yourself helps you find peace and be happy even when things aren't right. Don't speak ill of yourself. One of the important principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that highlights inner strength and the ability to bounce back, is to avoid talking badly about yourself. This means that you should never engage in conversations where you belittle yourself, even if it's only in your thoughts. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, don't complain, not even to yourself. The reason for following this Stoic guideline is to protect your self-confidence and your mental well-being. If you constantly indulge in thoughts like, "I'm bad at this" or "I'll never improve," you're basically damaging your self-esteem. These negative evaluations can weaken your motivation and hinder your personal growth. To follow this Stoic advice, it's essential to pay attention to what you say to yourself. Instead of belittling yourself, make an effort to remind yourself of your potential and abilities. Tell yourself, "I can achieve this, and if not immediately, I will eventually." By adopting this positive, growth-focused mindset, you will strengthen your self-confidence and resilience, following the fundamental principles of Stoicism. Don't be ungrateful. Expressing gratitude is a very important part of how we relate to others. It's never good to show that you don't value anything, because life itself is an incredible gift, and we should be grateful for every moment we have. As the ancient philosopher Epictetus said, a wise person is one who avoids complaining about what he lacks, and instead finds joy in what he has. This ancient wisdom teaches us to always recognize and be grateful for the good things in our lives. Being ungrateful, simply put, is not recognizing or showing gratitude for the good things that happen. This can happen in many ways, from ignoring the kindness of others to not appreciating the good things we have every day. Practicing gratitude is a way of recognizing the good things in our lives and appreciating the efforts of those who contribute to our well-being. When we show that we don't value what we receive, we can alienate the people around us. This can cause confusion, hurt other people's feelings, and create a tense social climate. On the other hand, expressing gratitude helps to build positive relationships and creates an environment where people feel loved and important. Therefore, in your interactions with others, it's always good to remember the importance of being grateful. Develop the habit of being grateful for the good things others do, the opportunities that arise, and the blessings you receive. By doing this, you not only improve your relationships, but also enrich your own life by recognizing the beauty and goodness around you. Why complaining doesn't help? Complaining often creates a repetitive pattern that brings no solutions or positive changes. When we complain, it usually doesn't solve the problem, but instead can make us feel like powerless victims. This reinforces the idea that we have no control over what happens to us, which can increase stress and frustration. In addition, constantly complaining can damage our relationships. This can be emotionally exhausting for the people around us, and over time they may become less willing to offer support or companionship. Negativity spreads, and complaining contributes to this. The importance of positive thinking, on the other hand, choosing not to complain and focusing on the positive, can cause significant changes in our lives. Here's how. Improved mental health. By stopping complaining, your mind is free to focus on finding solutions instead of getting stuck on problems. This can reduce stress, increase emotional resilience, and improve mental well-being. Improved relationships. People are generally attracted to those who emanate positivity. Choosing not to complain can strengthen your social connections and build more meaningful relationships. Increased productivity. Complaining is often a distraction that prevents action. By changing your mindset to find solutions and act proactively, you become more productive and efficient in your activities. Gratitude. Avoiding complaints encourages gratitude for what you have. Recognizing and appreciating the positive aspects of your life, no matter how small, can bring a sense of contentment and happiness. Be aware. Be aware of your thoughts and feelings. Mindfulness can help you notice when you're about to complain, allowing you to shift your focus. Look for solutions. When faced with a problem, focus on finding solutions and taking action, rather than dwelling on the issue. Show gratitude. Develop the habit of expressing gratitude for the good things in your life. This can help shift your perspective towards the positive. Complaining is an unhelpful and harmful habit. By adopting a positive, solution-oriented mindset, you can cultivate a happier, more fulfilling life. Remember, as Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, the key to happiness lies within us and in the way we think. Following Stoic principles can be a powerful way to gain strength, wisdom, and inner peace. One of these principles is the practice of selective silence, which involves thinking carefully about when to speak and when to remain silent. This discreet communication can significantly improve our personal growth and our relationships. The Stoics remind us that not everything needs to be expressed. Just as some treasures are kept close to our chest, certain thoughts and emotions should be kept inside, allowing for deeper reflection and self-improvement. Selective silence can be a valuable teacher, allowing for deeper introspection and insights that might otherwise be lost in the constant noise of conversation. By practicing selective silence, we can learn to live with more intention and wisdom, leading to a deeper and more meaningful existence. All this will help you not to fail as a modern man, because the vast majority of them still have bad habits and a lot of negativity in their minds. To overcome this negativity, watch this video. It will completely change your mind about negative thoughts.